It's the Weather Blender blog for Saturday, the 26th of March. Hi, everybody. Well, I'm like you. I thought we probably wouldn't be talking about snow at this point, but we are. And boy, I tell you what, the trends look like they're going to remain kind of cold, really, even through the first half of April, but cold enough for snow in the short term. Yeah. All right, let's dive in and check out the models and see what they have to say in terms of snow. All right, we don't see anything on the first slide here, but we do see a lot of rain, storminess across Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi. That business is going to angle its way on in to the north and to the east. All right, let's shift on over to the surface map. You have a stationary front stretched out across Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, a beautiful red and blue line, lots of waves through there, areas of low pressure stretched out along that, and you can see snow out in the Great Plains, so you know there's some cold air already in place. Temperatures in the 30s early this Saturday morning. Runners out at the Adam Johnson Memorial Run, all bundled up in Huntington this morning. Ran into a bunch of them. Warriors out there in the street, tearing it up. All right, here we go. Looking at 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon. High pressure east of D.C., keeping it dry over West Virginia, Ohio, and Kentucky. However, also that's a cold bubble of air, and you can start to see the low over Arkansas. That is going to be angling to the north and to the east. Let's jump out 12 hours. Now the low is sitting over, let's say, maybe Huntsville, Alabama, north of there. And you can start to see the moisture has leapt on up into West Virginia, Ohio, and the blue is snow. The pink on this weather model would be a mix of rain and snow, and obviously those would be slick conditions. And then we move ahead. Now this is 8 in the morning on Sunday. I-64, your line between Charleston and Huntington, seems to be the cutoff by this particular weather model, looking at snow to the north of I-64, and then the mixture and the mess to the south, and the cold front still way down to the south. So that shows you how the fronts and the features that we draw on the maps can be so very far away. Look at the very top of your screen, by the way. See that big area of high pressure? That thing is literally blocked up there. It's not going to go anywhere, and that's going to continue to pour the cold air in around the east side of that and down into our neighborhood. So any moisture that comes up from the south is going to be met with that cold air. That's what's happening here this weekend. And then eventually the high kind of bubbles down. Now this is looking at Sunday night, and drops on over Wisconsin, and that allows for the drier air to spill in here as the moisture runs away off the coast. All right, so how much snow are we talking about? Well, it all depends on each weather model. Here's the GFS. These are all late Friday night, early Saturday morning runs of the models. This is looking at the snow on the ground by Monday morning, and the yellow is 3 to 4 inches. And that's stretched out again along Charleston, Huntington, and to the north. Now remember, there's going to be a bit of melting going on too during the daytime Sunday, even though it will be snowing. So we have to take that into consideration. So it's 3-ish is what that's looking at. Now you're going to see a little different look here. We're going to shift over to the NAM model, and that pushes it to the south and a good bit and adds a lot of snow. The white is 8 to 10. The blue is, the blue is 8 to 10, and that's just to the east of, let's say Union, West Virginia, east of Monroe County. But the gray is 6 to 8, and that's Beckley, and that's Lewisburg. So we'll see. That looks a little extreme to me, but if you'll notice, all of it's south of I-64. That's a flip-flop. And then this is the Canadian model, and that has a bullseye almost in the same place, just to the south of Monroe County, but that's more like 3 to 4 inches. So you have displacement going on here. Weather models don't agree on that. This is one called the WRF, and that puts the yellow zone. This is a little different cut. It's kind of centered on North Carolina, Virginia. It has the yellow stretched out over Mason County and Lawrence County, and also through Ripley and Spencer, and that's like 3 to 4 inches, the yellow. And you can see, and then it really picks up again around Beckley. That actually may be more realistic. That would show what we would call some banding of the precipitation. Here's a little different cut, Great Lakes view of the model we call the RPM, and the kind of the bluish color here, that's 2 to 4, and again that's stretched out along I-64 and points north. You get into the purple, that's 4 to 6. Again, that may be a much more realistic look. And then what is the Weather Service saying? Well, they're going to go with about, well, up to 2 inches. Now this is just for the 12 hours ending 8 o'clock on Sunday morning. They're going to say 1 to 2 along I-64, but then up to 4 to 5 inches up in the high terrain. And then during the day Sunday, they're going to tack on another ½ of an inch around the I-64 corridor, and then another inch or so up in the high terrain. So That's just kind of a look. My gut feel says something like 2 to 3, and we're talking about a lot of this happening late Saturday, early Sunday. So if you're going to head on out to your local house of worship on Sunday, or maybe just going to go on down to Starbucks, grab a cup of coffee, something like that, you're going to be running into the slick roads. Even if you don't see the accumulating snow in places like Pikeville, Logan Williamson, probably not going to see that much in the way of snow, but the roads will probably be icy and wet, so we'll have to watch out for that Sunday morning. And again, my gut feel is kind of a 2 to 3 inch deal by the time that all kind of winds down later on Sunday, due to the fact that the daytime temperature and the sun will create some melting. So the roads as the day goes on will be better, but just watch out on your Sunday morning. Didn't you think that we were done? I thought we were done with this snow business, but nope. Hang in there. Looks like a cool stretch of days ahead. More, if we need it, on the Weather Blender blog.